Hello? Oh my god. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another CreamCatCorner stream. I'm sorry for being late. My PC is acting up. Apparently, it's not just human that is having Monday blues. Okay, yeah. Uh, we are back. We are back again with more Kingdom New Land. And this time I'm manifesting bear energy. I hope I can get at least a bear in the next island. Hopefully that will happen. But given with my luck, I might not be able to get it. But we'll just have to see. By the way, I am using Pretzel Rock for the background music. So yeah, the music is on Pretzel Rock if you're interested. What else? Yeah, Kingdom New Land. We are only one unlockables in the fourth island left, and there is a secret island. Oh god. Sorry. I just sneezed. Hello Vigor, how are you? Oh god, how am I? Panicking because my PC doesn't want me to play the game and want me to stream. But other than that, I'm good, except for a little bit of allergy. You're good. You played Hades yesterday. Ooh. Are you still farming for the what is it called? Resources? Or are you starting adding heat to your run? You got the Erebus portals? Nice. And have you tried Erebus portals? Now you try to get 8 nectars to trade at the broker for a diamond. See. It requires... Oh right, two nectars. 2 nectars for a diamond. So you got 8 nectars. I see, I see. Need 1 diamond to let Orpheus free. Uh-huh. Wait, didn't you get diamonds by defeating Lurny? Or have you used it all? I see. Well, you can always just do another run using a different weapon. Did you know that if you are using a different weapon, you get you basically start from hit 0 from that. So basically the rewards stack. You know, but no thanks. You are using the spear. I'm just saying. I mean, the sword is a good second if you are interested. The sword is not that OP, but it's not that weak either. I mean, experiment with different weapons. You got the secret aspect in the spear, yes, but uh, a heads up, a warning, okay? That aspect requires a lot of practice. It's controversial to say the least. It's not bad. Yeah. Um it's I okay. It gets you to 45 health. Okay. It's bad, but I've had success with the spear, with the hidden aspect of the spear, Guan Yu. But I've never had success with it on high hits because of how slow it is. But if you got the Daedalus hammer for quick spin or massive spin, then you're good actually. You have like 4 Titan bloods yet. I see. You found another legendary boon, but it's from Artemis this time. Ooh! You got a legendary from Artemis? Tell me you take it, right? Tell me you take it. It's good. Artemis legendary is good. Of course you take it. Nice, nice. Gives you 2 extra casts even though you rarely use them. Then you need to use cast bigger. Cast is one of those. Yeah, once you get used to the game, then cast is very strong. What? Okay. I just saw that one of my ballista hermit just got kidnapped. Why is she out? I don't know. You use cast only if you got 1 or 2 specific boon. I'm sure you already unlocked most of the Mirror of the Night, right? I personally like the Stygian study. Sorry. Stygian study? No. That is another game. Stygian Soul. I personally like Stygian Soul because you don't have to collect the Bloodstone. Athena's cast or Demeter's cast? Okay. I'm glad you are one of those people like me that likes Demeter's cast. Did you know that in the community, in the Hades community, that um, most people don't like Demeter's cast, but to each their own, right? Theseus finally got what he deserved. Yes, kick his ass. Yeah, I agree with you, Vigor. Just that some people in the community, I mean, I think it's very divisive. Most people would say they don't like it because other cast is so much stronger, but I think the beam from the crystal is very good, very strong. Theseus lost his friend Asterius and now they're arguing. Yeah, the girls are fighting and we live for it. After some time you will be hit with a surprise though, so just get ready for it. Okay, I would like the baker to get off the horse's back, please. I want to venture into the wilderness. Mysterious is like he is differently prepared each time, so we don't know his strategy. Which is basically you literally in every single game, and Theseus is like, oh, shut up, you bull. I- Okay, Theseus is such a narcissistic prick that he deserved to get left behind by Asterius. But Asterius is such a good guy. I mean, why is he staying with that prick? Okay, okay. You got a lot of coins. So much so that it overflows my pouch? Also, for the first time, you killed Theseus first and then Asterius. God, the Artemis call hit Theseus only. Even Artemis is so fed up with Theseus' antic. Okay, to be honest, I don't remember what happens in this game. Um, you know what? I just need to get a lot of people on my side, and then we hire some builders. But for now, I need to give my coins to my treasurer. Okay, we should be good. Man, why is my energy acting up? Energy? Allergy. Sometimes my allergy is flaring up. Sometimes it doesn't, and I don't even know what is going on. Okay, so we did destroy two portals. Here's the unicorn. Here's the settlement. Oh, oh, okay. We managed to destroy everything. Hello? Oh, me and my short-term brain cells. I should be fixing the boat. Also, by the way, Vigor, have you tried playing? I know you like using the spears so much, but have you tried different weapons? Or have you unlocked every weapon, I have to say? Also, at a run, want you to tell me how much damage you were dealing to the enemy? Ooh, how much damage did you do? Sounds like you deal a lot. You have unlocked every weapon, nice. So you were hitting enemies from behind, and they were marked with a max level aspect of Hades, and each hit would deal 1974 damage. Ooh, yes. Almost 2k damage. Yes. Good job, Vigor. At that run, you kill Hades in under 5 minutes. Ooh. You must be so OP then. Nice, nice. Good job. What kind of build do you have? I mean, what kind of Daedalus hammer did you get? And what kind of boons do you have? You include damage from boons you have from Zeus. Okay. Lightning strike. Okay. And that goes up to 2k damage. Ooh, nice. Tomorrow you will do a run and your score is to get mostly damage increase. Nice, nice. Sometimes I wonder why my builders have a death wish. They like to stand outside the wall and then run inside. But thankfully, my archers are very proficient. Oh god. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, stay inside. Stay inside, Baker. I need you in the next island. But for now, I need to fix this. Also, is it possible to get a boon from Chaos that have the same effect? For example, the damage increase boon twice. Yes. I did I did get the one that increase your um dash strike. It increased the damage output by a lot, but it is a different kind of effect. So you have to get lucky then. Also, I just remember that today is Super Bowl, right? Super Owl. I personally never watch Super Bowl except for 1 year just to watch the halftime show. But other than that, I didn't watch. I didn't care much about Super Bowl. Also, you had to get a boon with a terrible curse only cause you needed it for the fate so you can get the reward. Let me guess, the one that hits you every time you attack. Is that it? Because uh oh yes. 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 I know that. I know that. It literally kills a run. Kills your flow. But I do know about that boon. Okay, we have a lot of okay. Should I should I get another filler? Yeah, you know what? Oh, we don't have coins. Hello? Now we have coins. Man, the Doomstone with that curse was a pain. You almost lose half of your health, but thankfully you got Sisyphus next. Whew! Thank goodness. Also, you give nectar to Baldi. Is this gonna trigger something or not? It's not, but Baldi do give you a I want to say a boon, but it does give you a bonus, something bonus, and it's totally RNG related. Sometimes you get an attack bonus, sometimes you get attack bonus, sometimes you get coin bonus. It depends. There's an RNG mechanics attached to it, so there are specific things that you can do, but most of the time it's totally random. I always give nectar to Baldi because I have a ton of nectars anyway, and I'm not using it, so why not give to Baldi? Baldi deserves the best. Wait, uh, we are still very early in the morning, right? Okay, we should be able to push the boat into the castle. Okay, nice. Okay, nice, 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 nice. Also, what kind of Daedalus hammer did you like for the spear? Bigger. I personally prefer the quick spin and the one boon that allows you to simply throw your spear without it turning back, without having you to recall back the spear. That is my favorite. I only had to choose two. That is what I will choose. You like the more range and 40% extra damage to distant enemies. And the three spread attack. Ooh, nice. Uh-oh. Could I sacrifice the builders? I should, I should, I should, huh? What are you doing? Why are you turning back? Hello? Okay. that that went swimmingly. Let's get two more builders. I think we lose two builders. And then let's get archers, 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 archers. Nice. Now we just have to wait. I am gonna build. I'm gonna build a portal right here. Okay, we should be fine. We should be fine. What am I worried about, right? Wait, by the way, I don't remember. Oh, we are on the second island. Oh, okay. I should say third island, not second island. We have 3 nights. Hello? I don't remember having 3 nights. But then again, my brain cells is not that good. By the way, your friend made another mod. Ooh, and give it to you to play. Nice, nice. Is it the one that makes the game extra difficult? Speaking of mod, I always forget that I always forgot to install a mod. Maybe in the next stream. Keep forgetting to do that. Uh, it's another custom pack of punishment. Ooh, I love some custom pack. What does it do, by the way, Vigor? Passive included. Ranks 4 enemies in each region gain an extra passive ability starting from Tartarus. Ooh, Tartarus, Asphodel, and Elysium enemies summoned by Hades don't have their passive until rank 4 is enabled. What does the passive do? Because right now it seems okay. It's not that difficult. You will see the passive for each enemy. Yeah. Each brimstone, each hit from its laser has a 4 chance to deal 30% damage. Numbskull, it has 20 chance to dodge an attack. Oof. Oof. Okay. Calumet, after it dies, it summons 2 numbskulls. Wretched Loud, it received 9% less damage. Wretched Pest, 15% chance to shoot 2 bombs instead of one. Wretched Thug, it deals 10% extra damage. Uh-oh. Wretched Witch, after dying, it has 10% chance to deal 3 damage to Zagreus. Bringer, its stun's duration is increased by 0.5 second. Wretched Snake has 35% extra health. Doomstone, it attacks and don't stop after getting hit. Oh god. Okay, individually, the enemy that you says, even though the passive is not that strong individually, but together as a group, it is very, very powerful. Mostly have to remember that it is making the game more difficult. Fury Sisters, they hit a bit faster. Eh, that's like a force overtime for me, so I can deal with it. Bloodless. After jumping, then he deals 2 damage to Zagreus if he inside its radius. Ooh. Bone Wrecker. After it reach 20% health, then it starts hitting non-stop. Oof. Oof. Inferno Bomber, including the mini boss in Tartarus. If Zagreus touches them, then he receives 1 damage. Burn Flinger, if it's a bomb hit Zagreus and they deal to him 1 damage per second for 5 seconds. Oh no! A damage over time? Uh-oh. That really makes the game difficult. They have a Draken. They have 20% chance to deal double damage. Double damage, huh? Oh no. You hate that passive? Well, I hate it too. Especially anything that deals double damage. Gorgon, its stun duration is increased by 0.1 second. Skull Crusher, its damage radius, uh, it damage the radius after landing is increased by 55%. Okay, that is That is doable. Flame Dancer, they are immune to lava. Okay, okay. That's unfair that they are immune to lava. Predator, each hit has 10% chance to stun Zagreus. Okay, okay. That seems... That sounds so difficult. Wavemaker have 40% chance to shoot 2 waves at once, but it have 15% less attack speed. Okay, okay. That's a good trade-off. Somehow, the way you see passive, right? There is uh an additional custom pack of punishment. Not custom. There is a setting in the pack of punishment that give perks to enemies. I'm not sure if you tried that yet. Mega Gorgon, after losing its armor, it gains 20% extra damage. Whoa, okay. You hate that, it's already annoying. Learning its main head has 30% extra damage. Extra armor for the Bone Wreckers. Support head have 200 extra armor and 50% extra health. Oof. Big oof. Right sword, it dashes 2 extra time. Okay, that's annoying. I hate enemies that have a very quick movement because you also need to dash around the stage. Oh no, flame wheels! All flame wheels have 20 armor. Okay, that sucks. Grid shield has 20% chance to block enemies, sorry, to block attacks from behind. Why your friend had thought that was a good idea? Yeah, you have to ask him that. Because the reason why you need to attack from behind is because the grid shield already blocks your attack from the front. Why it has a 20% chance to block attack from behind? That doesn't sound like fair. Long spear, after they die, they gain 150 extra movement speed. Oof. You ask him and he told you, I said from behind, never say anything from the side. Yeah, how often are you gonna attack the enemies from the side then? The hitbox are already small enough. Nemean chariot sees Zagreus the moment he enters the room, or the moment it gets summoned, no matter the distance. Okay, okay, that seems fair. Catcher. Soul Catcher. Excluding the mini boss, it shoots two butterflies every 2 seconds, even if it get hits. Okay, okay. Glitter has 30% extra, 35% extra movement, and receive 80% less damage from traps. Oh god, okay, what is happening here? Okay, the boat is ready. Okay, let's... First of all, I need to get the... God, what does it call again? The baker, yes. I need to get the baker. Hello, Mas Nelson. How are you? It's been a while since you come in our stream, right? Hello, hello, hello. Oh, okay. I forgot to unlock the dog. We played this game for a little while, but didn't really like it a whole lot. That's fair, that's fair. I mean, not everyone is very big on strategy games, and that's totally fair. You only check Twitch on occasion, so you don't really join stream that often. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that you take your time to come into my Twitch stream. I really do appreciate it. Uh, Void Stone. Okay. Wait for a moment. Vigor. Void Stone. The shield it gives to enemy increase duration for 2 seconds. Uh huh. Soul Catcher. Enemies that spawn have 150 extra armor and receive 10% less damage. Oof. Hello, cat. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry you weren't here sooner. Nah, don't worry. That's okay. Okay. Everyone, please pray and manifest bear energy on this island. Manifesting bear energy. Manifesting. Bear. Please let me have a bear, please. I want bear. Uh, Mysterious on 1v1. Starts with 400 extra health and receive 20% less damage. Why is your friend such a masochist figure? Part of your confusion with this game was the boat feature, Mass Nelson. It seems like every time you got on it, it just erased your progress. Wait, it erased your progress? Trying to think, does it really erase your progress? Because you usually start with this island, right? Oh, okay. That's okay. The game doesn't tell you how to play the game, right? Um, it just plop you into the game and you just have to figure things out or out of on your own. Uh, Also, Kat, you did a Dead Cell runs today. Ooh, and you got 21 minutes exactly. Nice, nice. Mass Nelson, you just seem like you lost everything whenever you switch island. It was a terrible run. 21 minutes is a terrible run. Hello? I think it's good. Maybe not a personal best or world record, but it's still fast. So that's good. Okay, for you, Mass Nelson, I'll try to explain to you. Okay, after I read Vigor's um Hades custom pack. Theseus and Asterius. Theseus deal 35% extra damage while Asterius attack 50% faster. Oh no. It was so slow, Cat? Yo, 21 minutes is slow. It took me like just that long to reach the like what? Fourth island? Oof, okay. Okay, Mass Nelson. For this game, you usually start with this, right? The camp. Um, and then from that, you unlock. Okay, I need to do this first. Um, you unlock the camp first, and then you try to hire people, right? And then you either hire the bowman or the builder. So that is your option. Um, and then after you finish building the boat, and then you go to the pier. Um, it depends. If you are on the first island, you will not get uh, what does it call again? Oh God, okay. You don't get the benefit of a knight, but you do have a lot of archers. I mean, 4 archers will follow you in your boat, along with 3 builders. So also, if you see a post with a map on it, make sure to buy it because that will unlock more features in the game. For example, if you go to the first island, you see a post, and that post will unlock the archer statue, which will give buff to your archers in the next island. I should say that the archer statue will be unlocked in the next island. Same goes to the second island, which we have a better horse, a dog, and a builder statue, and so on and so forth. What is the benefit of going to new islands, by the way? Seems like the boat always breaks when you go to a new island. Ah, so you basically try to get a specific unlockables from each island. For example, I unlock the unicorn on the 5th island, and the unicorn is good, especially in later islands because it generates money. It generates money uh for your camp because everything costs money because this game is built by capitalists and you need a lot of money to progress. Getting the jewels were always a struggle as well. Seemed like it was only possible. Uh, okay. Seems like it was only possible from chess. That's a jewel? Trying to remember, is that a jewel? I thought it was only coins. I might be wrong. You sent 4 passive from Temple of Sticks? Okay, let me check first. Theseus and Asterius. Okay. Bother. They generate 25 health per armor every second. Okay, that doesn't sound fair. Vermin. After they die, they inflict a random debuff from a random god boon for 1 second. Hangover, Doom, Chill, Expose, Weak, etc. Crawler, their poison deals triple damage and has double duration. Oof, Fatal Cultist. Every time they attack, they regenerate 10 health or 20 armor if they have it still. The amount is double if they hit Zagreus. What the heck? So, okay, Mass Nelson. That makes no sense. There are jewel-like items that needs to upgrade certain things. Oh, you played Kingdom 2 Crowns, which is similar but not exactly the same thing. Okay, I've never played Kingdom 2 Crown. I was thinking of finishing this game and then continue on with 2 Crowns. Okay, okay. No wonder I was confused about a mechanic. Okay. I've never played 2 Crowns before, so experience may differ. So yeah, I am almost finished with this game. I only need to unlock one more feature from this island and then try to finish this 5th island. From the looks of it, the games are very similar. Yes, the Kingdom Classic is very similar to this game too. But in that game, it is more like a continuous game. You don't have the island mechanics. And I think there are like different in mechanic in Kingdom 2 Crowns, mainly because you have the chance to play co-op in that game. So if you have a friend that likes to play, yeah, having a co-op in that game might sounds fun, but I personally haven't tried it. Uh, okay, Vigor. Snake Stone, they shoot 5 lasers. Oh god, 5 lasers instead of 3. 9 if they have armor and 5 after they lose it. Dire Bother, they have 60% chance to deal extra damage. Oof. Oof. Big Satyr Cultist. Poison effect cannot be cured until the fight is over. What is your friend's problem with the game? Is it not hard enough? Black Vermin is immune to traps. You can inflict weak or doom to it. Okay. Eh, that's doable. Purple Snake Stone. Every now and then, instead of spawning a random new enemy from the Temple of Stick, it spawns Purple Snake Stone without armor. Tiny Vermin Boss. Every 3 seconds, he summons a Vermin with 50 armor. Yikes. Okay. So far, so good. Okay, here's the plan. We are on the 4th island, right? Okay. And we have our trusty unicorn. I should upgrade this. Hades, the enemy he spawns have their enemies from other ranks. In extreme measure, he can summon Temple of Six enemy. Oof, yikes. On his third health bar, Zagreus' sight is reduced by 35%. Wait, wait. The enemy he spawns have their passive from other ranks. I see, okay. Wait, for the third health bar, Zagreus' sight is reduced by 35%. Isn't that already happened in Extreme Measures 4? I might be wrong. Yo, Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I did a poopsie. Hades is a great game. Yes, I agree with you, Mass Nelson. Oh, right. I need the stone altar. Okay. I am in trouble. I'm in trouble. Okay, let's get this tree out of the way first. It reduces even more. Okay, your friend is is totally a masochist. He likes pain. Okay, okay. So far so good. Have you played Hades before, Mas Nelson? Yeah, I'm not going inside the forest because I know just how risky it can be. Hey, we are not doing good because I need to be careful now because I have the baker on my back and I don't want to sacrifice the baker just yet. Your friend plays Hades from 2021, so he plays it for like 1.5 years. That's fair, that's fair. I mean, if you want more challenges, there's always extreme measures for, right? And the additional perks that they grant to enemies. The way your friend makes uh those custom pack of punishment is like hell. How is your friend able to? He has won extreme measures for 4 times. That's fair, that's fair. I mean, that's why having high hits, right? I personally struggle with higher hits. Higher than 19 hit, I struggle in every single aspect, weapon aspect. But just yesterday, I managed to proceed with hit 20, so that's good. Okay, you go back inside, lady. Your friend's struggles are 26 and above with every weapon. Hey, so your friend is very good in the game. Nice. I personally cannot do a higher hit, but I am working on it, so who knows? I am playing on Hell mode. Um, Hell mode personally turns. Oh god, okay, I should not open that chest. Hell mode doesn't have any iframes built in into the game. You play on normal mode. I see. And I think you don't get um a lot of rewards because you start the game preset at hit 5. Okay, just how big is this island? Okay, so there is this pose. Nice. We got the final unlockables. Yeah. Okay, so the pure is in this side, which is on the fourth island. Sorry, not fourth island, on the right side. We have one portal. How many monster portal we have? Oh wait, I forgot to name my dog. Um, I want to say Juniper. I'm gonna call my dog Juniper. There is a running theme in my stream whenever I play this game. Oh god. To Portal, I always name my dog something something that start with a J. So we have James, we have John, we have uh I forgot the name. But they are human names that start with J. Wait, do we only have two portals? Yo, am I misremembering stuff? Jason, Jackson, Jake, Jimmy. Ooh, that is very nice. I forgot about Jimmy. The bear, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. We got the bear. I manifested correctly, y'all. The bear. Yes, 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 yes. Look at the bear. Yes. Oh, yes. The bear kills. Yes. Yes. I got so excited. Whoa, you guys are loaded. Hello? You keep that money, okay? Okay, the bear is the only way for you personally as a king can attack. Other than that, you have to rely on your troops, your archers, to deal damage, but with the bear, you can kill. Yes. 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 But the downside is that the oh my god. Oh my god. The downside is that the the bear's stamina is not that good. Very, very not good. I think his stamina is very low. Okay, I'm gonna unlock this statue. And we got this. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Ooh, thank you. Yeah, I have to be very careful with the bear. Although it is very powerful, its stamina is very not that good, right? I've already talked about it, but yeah, look just how tired he becomes. I have to be careful whenever I traverse the land. You gotta go bigger. That's okay. See you later then. Goodbye. Okay. So far? So far, so good. Okay, I need to unlock this. Okay, I'm not sure if I should take the unicorn or should I take the... Should I take the bear? Not sure yet. I like the bear because it can kill enemies, but I also like the unicorn because it allows you to progress much quicker because of how this game functions. But we'll just have to see. We just have to see. Okay. Yeah. It requires a lot of money. Okay, okay. Now we are overflowing with money. Okay, now we got the baker, right? Yeah, 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 yeah. And we should be fine. We should be fine right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's get more people. Okay, that's good, that's good. Very good. Now we just have to strengthen our defense and we are good to go. Okay. With this bakery up and running, we should have an influx of villagers coming into our kingdom. And that is good. More people equals more defense. Thank goodness we got, like what? The bear very close to our camp. Hey, there it is. Nice, nice. I want more archers. More. Okay, let's get you weapon. 1, 2, 3, 4. We should be fine. There it is. There it is. I'm so glad. So glad for the bakery. It makes the game so much tolerable, especially on higher difficulties. What is it, boy? Is it on the other side of the island? You know, I feel like I don't need a bear. All that hype only for me to say I don't need a bear. Okay, wait. I think for this island, before I went into the second, I mean the next island, I'm gonna use the bear. But on the fifth island, I am most definitely have to use the unicorn. Because the unicorn is so good at providing me with a steady stream of money. I've never tried, but I don't see the appeal of having a gardener in our kingdom. I should say farmer, not gardener. I mean, they are so slow. Whoa. Okay. Let's strengthen our defense on this side of the wall. More villagers. Go and arm yourself. Oh wait. I need more builders, right? Nice. Chill. Chill. Nice. I am bloodlust. I need more. Oh, come on. Wait, did I not? Yeah, I did. Uh-oh. Um, which side? Which side? I'm gonna go with this side. Go and arm yourself, peasant. We need we need to keep a long watch. Nice. Volley. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, yes. Yes, so satisfying. Nice. We have a lot of bread, right? Why do you give me back the money? You keep it. Should I? Should I? Or should I not? You know what? You know what? I'm gonna sacrifice this. We already have the baker. Okay, nice. Okay, so far so good. I like this setup. Having the baker calls in people from settlement to our camp. Hello? Since when did you come? Speaking of that, I need two more builders. Because I need to create this catapult. Hello? Okay, okay. Now we just have to wait for a bit and get some more money. And then we'll have enough to make a catapult. Do we have enough? We do. We do have enough. We do have it enough and we are able to buy another bow. How fitting this song is. It's a Golden Fields. The song name is called Golden Fields. Okay, we need more bread. More bread. We already used up our reserve coin reserve. So we need a lot of money. Nice. How can you guys live all this money on the ground? Give me all your money. I need it. You know what? Yeah, I feel like the unicorn is better. I I like the bear. I really do. I feel like so disappointed. I don't know. I distinctly remember previously when I played this game for a bit that the bear is very powerful, but now that I already got it, it feels so underwhelming, especially since the unicorn is much more efficient. Okay, okay. We should be fine. We have a lot of coins, we have a lot of builders, we have catapult on both sides, we have stone wall. Yes, we should be fine. I'm not worried. Okay, we are on day 8. Be fine. Okay, okay. You guys are doing work. Work it, bitch. Work. Yes, queen. Play those monsters. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Feels so powerful. Yes. Okay. Rest for a bit. We are on day 9. Man, I'm so sorry for the bear. Even on my stream title, I said manifesting bear energy, and the first thing that I did was not a bear energy. there anything I want from the island? We already have the beaker, we already have the unicorn. We can just sit in our comfy castle. This is the gardener or farmer statue that we are not gonna use. Is a shame, really. And another statue. I am most probably gonna lose my horse. Sorry, not horse, my dog. Okay, this is another hermit house. So we are in total have four hermit house. Uh-huh. Four, sorry, not four, three. I can't count. I can't count. Apparently my brain is very mushy. Very mushy and very liquid. No brain cell, no structure at all. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I should stay in the middle of the castle and just get more and more people in our castle. Eat. It's almost nighttime, so we... No, no, don't. Thank goodness I have money on me. Okay, goodbye, Juniper. It was nice knowing you. Okay, you people need to stop leaving coins on the ground. Oh no. Man, the guy in front of me really doesn't like money, huh? Okay, this is good. We have a lot. Oh, yes. More coin. More coin. Yes. Okay, I need to level up my stone wall actually. And same goes with this. And then let's unlock this. Castle walls. Something more grandiose. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. We should have a lot of archers running around. Just need more knights. Let's get at least two knights on both sides. at least. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. After this batch is finished, the bow, um, I need to hire some knights. Then we can figure out how to expand from there. Whoa. Hmm, weird. The banker is still outside. Okay, we are doing good so far. Look at how many archers we have. Nice. Okay, okay. Okay. On this side, the archers are not that good yet. What? How dare you steal that money? That is this kingdom's property. How dare you, sir? How dare? Okay, okay, okay. This is good. We deal a lot of damage. Speaking of damage, I should save some money in the bank in case I have an excess of money that I don't need and will most probably be wasting. Okay, nice. Okay, now we just need to get one more knight on this side. Okay, okay, so far so good. So far so good. And we have a knight already. Okay, good, good. I like when things go into plan. Okay, okay, okay. This is very good. Um, okay. I need to give the treasurer some more money. Because my coin purse is almost full again. This is good, this is good. Rude. I didn't finish giving you money. Okay, more knights. More knights. Yes. You're lucky you got that coin, you monster. Okay, before the night is over, I gonna try. Please, I need more money. Yes. Whew. Okay, let's get more people into our kingdom by baking bread. Let's get this bread. And then, more archers. We need at least 3 cycle of this, which is 12 archers. Why do you give me money? Why? That's why. Hold on to it first, sir. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. I don't have to worry much because yeah, we have the baker. We have a bakery, we have a unicorn that can provide a steady stream of income. This is good. This is very good. Now we just have to get enough money, enough everything else to complete this island. Man, this guy is just sashaying into the kingdom, huh? No sense of urgency. Now that I think about it, I am most probably look like that. I have no sense of urgency. Okay, we already finished the first batch, so we need another batch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Ooh, nice, nice. Okay. I am gonna need one of my builders to clear up this side of the forest. We need to expand. Now that we have a lot of archers, we just need to expand. Okay, gonna let you finish your work first. And then try and focus on this tree. Just enough until I am able to build this. Yes. Okay, build this. Oh, we should be fine. I'm not worried at all. Another stone wall, and we should be fine. Okay. I know this is pushing it, but we need to get level 2 stone wall as soon as possible. And after this night, I'm gonna expand further into the forest on the right side, and we'll see how it goes from there. But so far so good. I'm happy. And the catapult is almost there. Let's clear up this. Nice, nice. Ooh, nice. Ooh, wait, I forgot. I need to check on my kingdom. My main castle. Are they still standing? Okay, we do have people, but we need more archers. More! Okay, let's expand, expand, and wait. This is the threshold because I need to have this settlement. Okay, that's already the portal. You know what? You know what? Since we already have a lot of archers, let's just focus on getting getting a tip-top defense. Oh my god, you need to keep that money for now. Look at the money in our vault. It's insanely a lot. So one, two, three, four. Okay, we should recover back our coin purse after this night. And we have a lot of we have a lot of money. Okay, and that's all of the arches we've used for the recent night. But what if we have more archers so that we are able to hire a third knight for the left side? Yeah, how about that? Nice. Oh my god, we have a lot. We have a ton of coins and it's overflowing. You guys hold on onto that, okay? Day 15. Day 15. I didn't expect this to be so prolific. You know what? You know what? Sure. Oh my god. Banker, please. I need someone to store my excess wealth. I'm becoming a billionaire. I'm hoarding my wealth. The difference here is that I am helping expanding my country, not just hoarding wealth. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Okay, we should be fine. I'm not worried. Hell no, I'm not worried. Okay, the banker here. Okay, okay, so far so good. The reason why I am preparing this much is that so that in the next stream I am able to prepare myself much better because when I started this stream I am clueless as to what happened when I leave this game. Oh my god, you have a lot of coins. Shouldn't be complaining for because I have a lot of coins. You know what? Yeah, let's send in the knights. We have 4 knights. We should be safe. Ooh, that portal doesn't stand a chance, huh? But don't get too cocky because we can lose everything in an instant. Especially since we are almost reaching the 20th day. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Ooh. It's ominous. I already forgot. What? Which side is the archer statue? Is it on the left side? I think it is on the left side. Okay, let me pray for good luck and didn't get hit with a horde of monster while trying to reach the archer statue. Come on. Be fine. The second I see a monster, I'm turning this horse around. Uh-oh, there it is. Too late. Ooh. You already finished with the blood moon? Why is the bread supply dwindling? Should I expand on this side? I should, right? I should. But before that, before I do anything rash, I wanted to do the portal. Sorry, not portal. I mean, yes, portal. But first, I need this altar. Okay. Then we send in the knights. And we should be good to go. Uh-oh, our horse is getting tired. Okay, come on. We are on a tight time schedule. Okay, let's send the knights. Okay, should be fine. I was tempted to get the bear to fight in this case. There's the stone altar. Okay, there's the portal. We should be fine. My horse is getting a little bit tired. So I'm just gonna wait behind this convoy of knights. We have 3 sets of knights, which should be interesting to say the least. Ooh, that bow, that archer buff. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yes. Okay, the reason why I wanted to destroy the portal on the right side as well as on those on the left and right side is because if I didn't destroy those portals and there's a imbalance of portals on both side of the island, I'm gonna get screwed because the portals, If we only destroy the portals on the right side, then the portals on the left side will be spawning monster closer to the camp. So it needs to be balanced. That's what I learned from my previous try. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Have a ton of archers, so we shouldn't be worried. Hello? What happened to our bread? Ooh, we have a lot of money. An excess of money. And we should be fine. I'm gonna call it day and end the stream here. We literally are brimming with money. After this blood moon or blood bath. Uh-oh. That, oh no. Okay. Okay. Remind me. Remind me to get the archer's buff. You know what? You know what? Before I forgot, I just need to re-engage the archer's buff. Archer's statue buff. I just need to reactivate it and then we should be fine. And then we call it a day. Oh god. Something just fell in my shelf. That's creepy. Oh, it's a blood moon night. Okay. I should just wait until this blood moon is over then. Is the guy that I hired safe? I don't see him. Oh man. I don't think he is safe. Man, we have a lot of archers. Uh-huh. Okay. We have a lot of archers. Man, that wave of arches. Yo, okay. Okay. I'm not worried about the lack of arches anymore. Okay. Yeah, you know what? This is uh a good place to end the stream. We are on day 19 on the fourth island. Yeah, on the fourth island, and we just finished destroying two of the, I want to say, eight portals on this island. I don't remember how many in total there are, but we just destroyed two. And in the next kingdom stream, I'm guessing, I'm guessing we should be able to reach the fifth island and we set up there, and we'll see how it goes. But for now, I'm gonna say thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I hope to see y'all in the next stream, which is on Wednesday night, Thursday morning for me, with more guessing. I'm guessing I'm gonna play again House of the Dead, the first one, and we'll see if we, let's practice that game, huh? Let's see how it goes. Um, on Friday, I'm gonna play more of Dead Cells. Let's try and get as far as possible. If not, I'm just gonna talk. I'm not even sure what. I got excited. If y'all want to join in the chat, do join in our chat because I will most definitely be talking with y'all. Um, yeah, on Sunday we are gonna play with more Hades, and the weeks just go on and on. Um, yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. And if you are watching this on YouTube, hello and welcome. Do you have any game recommendation? Let me know down in the comments below. Um, so yeah, the best way for you to contact me for anything, if you want to contact me for game recommendation or just something that you want me to improve on, feedbacks or anything like that, the best way for you guys to contact me is in the description down below, which is my Discord server, my comment section on YouTube, and also on Twitch chat. Other than that, my Twitter DMs are always open, but Twitter Twitter is being weird nowadays, so I don't check it much this this day. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see y'all in the next stream. Goodbye.